21st February, 5:30 a.m. St. Bartholomew's Hospital Recovery Ward. What's with this rat? This rat's like beep bopping. Boop boop. Beep bop boop. Well, hey howdy everyone, Locity here, back in action for more Schlome's Attraction. That's right, we're playing the Great Ace Attorney. And this mother trucker's at it again. There you are at last. Good morning, Mr. Slomes. I think not. Oh? You're late on the Earth. What on earth took you so long? Your telegram only arrived at 5 o'clock, Mr. Slomes. It's a 20-minute ride to the hospital. That's right, and it's 5:30 now. And we made a very good time. The time is utterly irrelevant. The fact is, I've been waiting for what has felt like an eternity. In point of fact, I myself has awoken at 4 this morning by a telegram. And feeling it was somewhat unjust that I alone had been aroused at such an hour, sent one to you. Thanks for that. Anyway, you're here now, so the victim is over there. She's only just regained consciousness. She's cute. Look at her, she's cute! She's a cute little chubby girl! BBW chasers, rep up! Come on, you got one right here! Coach, you got one right here! You should introduce yourselves. I shall observe from here. So that's the lady who was found on a snow-covered pavement with a knife in her back? Her name is... Oh yes, here we are. Miss Green. Okay. We can't do everything else, so let's look at other stuff. Look, there's a photograph in this frame here. Oh yes, it's a picture of a young gentleman. He looks to be about the same age as Miss Green, I would say. Perhaps the young woman's special someone? Do you think? My, Mr. Naruto. I didn't know you had a sense of matters of the heart. Not in the least. I certainly said the first thing I thought of. Yeah? Is that true? This round wooden figure isn't the most charming, is it? I don't think that's a decoration, Mr. Naruto. It's an artistic mannequin, I believe. Used in practicing sketching the human form in different poses. Really? It's not exactly what you call a typical figure for that purpose, though. Is it? No, I suppose not. I confess I've never seen one quite so full-figured before. If you want to draw a full-figured person, it's the right tool for the job. Yeah, I'd say so. And... nothing to report. But what about the easel? What about these? They're both on the floor. Why is that open? Why the hell is that open? There are a lot of bottles in this cabinet, aren't there? Do you think it's safe to keep them like that? If you are a patient here, I feel you sure you'd take some medicine by mistake if you're half asleep. That is a worry. But at least the cabinet has a lock, even if it's only a flimsy-looking one. Oh, I no doubt you managed to unlock that somehow while you're half asleep as well. There are limits even to what I could do when I'm half asleep, you know, Mrs. Sato. This looks like the patient's treatment notes. Let's see. Do not feed. What is this place, a zoo? You know, I seem to remember seeing an almost identical sign in our local park. For the pigeons, yes. This is a person. A woman? Hope she hasn't read this. Right? Honestly, the hell? Who What's wrong with her? She's cute! Ah! A mouse! Mr. Naruto! Enormous mouse! Herman in a hospital? Doesn't seem the best. Looks like a very healthy specimen, doesn't it? It's very plump. I'm not sure we could say that's down to excellency of this facility, if that's what you were thinking. Like, oh no, this hospital is good because you can see all the mouse are fed well, right? Well, the Mises? That must be the bag of Miss Green's belongings. She would have been directly here after she was found stabbed on the pavement, though. I expect a friend or family member probably brought some things for her. Alright then. Let's see what's inside. A change of clothes? No doubt. And... No, Mr. Naruto, you must never scrutinize a young maiden's personal belongings. But the young maiden might have chocolates and biscuits or caramel. He was thinking about just like, oh, like, what if she got snacks though? Like, for real? Alright, I guess you have to look at her. Go over here. Ah, this looks like the treatment notes for whoever's occupying this bed. Let's see. Do not permit to run around the hospital. The patient doesn't seem to be here at the moment, so... he or she is probably running around the hospital then. Here, how worrying. What's worrying is why they haven't discharged the patient yet. True. There's all sorts of medicines in this cabinet. Look. I'm not sure if it's safe leaving them in reach of everyone like this. Yes, you're right. I can imagine if you were peckish, you might try a whole bottle or two. Well, at least there seems to be a little lock to secure the cabinet doors. I don't imagine that would stop you if you were hungry. I worry that you'd break the lock. Hunger doesn't turn me into a criminal, you know, Mrs. Sato. I like how they always look at Naruto. All the people in his life just look at him as like a creature. And it's like, that's not him at all. He's pretty civilized comparatively. Phoenix Wright is a creature. Naruto is just a guy, you know? Good morning. She's so cute! Look at her, she's so cute! Hello, Renosuke Naruto, from the Empire of Japan. Oh no, was it your knife then? Are you the man who... No, I'm a lawyer. I'm Susato Mikotoba. Pleased to meet you. Oh no, was it your knife then? With the one? No, I assure you, I'm Mr. Naruto's judicial assistant. We heard that you regained consciousness and wanted to come to give you your best wishes. Best wishes for me? Thank you. I'm Olive Green. Okay, I got that pun, game. I got that pun very well. Olive green, and also all of green. I hate it here. I'm an artist. No, that's not right, is it? What I mean is, I'm trying to be an artist. Well, what I really mean is, I definitely want to be an artist. It's so cute! The truth is, I don't have any talent. I know I don't. Baby, no! Look at her! It's no wonder I was stabbed in the back. I don't think that's related, actually. Gosh, this young woman seems to have bent over backwards to put herself down. And as we're here, we should ask her about what happened from her perspective, I suppose. About yourself. Tell me about yourself. So you're an artist, are you, Miss Green? I couldn't possibly claim that. I'm a fledgling artist at best. I mean, I'm a student of art, really, at the Thorndike Academy of Fine Arts. Oh my, an Academy of Fine Arts. Great Britain is such a wonderful country. Tell me, Miss Green, do you live hereabouts? Oh no, actually, I don't deserve it, but I have a little flat on Brixton Road. I see. How very interesting. Oh no, is it? Brixton is some 10 stops away from the underground from here. And the Thorndike Academy is a mere 3-minute walk from Brixton Town Center. Does that matter? Does that matter, Mr. Slomes? Perhaps not. The Britain Road is a far less scrupulous part of a town by comparison, dwelt in by those of inferior means, including the maleficent Mr. Mustache. Inferior means? I suppose Suzuki-san does fit the bill. It struck me as somewhat of out of the ordinary for a young fine arts student to be walking in such a district. That's all. What's this? She suddenly clammed up. Mr. Slomes, you should be ashamed of yourself. Prying into a young maiden's private affairs? Oh, dear me! Do forgive me. You don't mind. I'm being discharged shortly, so I need to pack up my things. Oh, yes, of course. We won't keep you. Thank you so much, Miss Green. Okay. What about the incident? Someone be struck in the back by a blade as you were walking along the pavement. What a terrible experience you had, Miss Green. It was so cold that day, and the fog was so thick, I couldn't see a thing. That was 4 days ago now. Is that right? Yes, that's right. I'm afraid you've been comatose all that time. And the case has been solved, hasn't it? Well, I've been here in the hospital, I mean. Indeed it has, my dear madam. Spectacularly by none other than I, Herlock Slomes. Mr. Slomes, as you well know, it was Mr. Naruto's hard work in court that solved the case. Are you yet to hear what happened, Miss Green? Yes, I'm afraid so. A gentleman from the police force is supposed to be coming to fill me in shortly. Oh, I see. Me coming around seems to have made everyone frantically busy. I'm so sorry. I should never have regained consciousness. It was selfish of me. She's so baby-coded. Don't you just want to hold her and be like, no, you are worthy and attractive and wholesome? Because, like, I want to hold her and just be like, no, girl, you got it going on. Plenty of guys and girls want you like that, you know? Like you're good, don't worry. Oh no, we're all relieved that you're on the med, Miss Green. Really, we are. That kind of attitude. Maybe her surname should be Blue, not Green. It's kind of messed up for no skin. Is there a Mr. Noel Fuller here? Mr. narrow folder. Narrow fodder? Now? Well, if you're looking for Naruhodo, the lawyer, that's me, but... Ah, Mr. Narrow Folder. Good. This is for you. A message from Mr. Saucy Nutmeg. Mr. Natsume? Sent a message? Me? But why would a policeman be delivering a message from Mr. Natsume? Exactly. What's going on? Scotland Yard constable playing delivery boy at a time like this. Ugh. What are you waiting for? Let me see. Oh. Well, this is most unexpected. Is something wrong, Mr. Slums? Is something wrong, Mr. Slums, he says. Have you not seen this note? No, how could I have? It would seem that London's criminals have no intention of letting the great detective rest. A new case calls. A case of murder, no less. We must depart at once. Murder? Call a cab. Time is of the essence. The trouble is, we've yet to read Mr. Natsume's note. I was thinking we ought to pay him a visit in his lodgings once we did. That will be entirely convenient. Convenient? What do you mean? It's all here in the note, my dear fellows. A murder we must investigate. Took place at Mr. Mustache's lodgings. Wait, what? I'll hail Ferris at once. Only yesterday, Suzuki-san was in court when we were dispelling doubts about his innocence. And now, the very next day? There's a murder at a man's own address? He may very well be the unluckiest man alive. Or so it seemed to us at the time. We were soon to discover it was worse than we thought. (21st February, 7:18 a.m. Mr. Natsume's lodgings, ground floor. What? The fool? Le fool? My, the gentleman is deceased without question. He's dead. Locum student, Mr. Naruto's Esquire. Mr. Natsume? Oh, why? Why is this happening? Why to me? I've only just got out of court yesterday. I was finally home after 2 days of misery. And then I wake up the next day to this. No early bird should catch a worm like this. Wonderful, warm, without wiggle. I see you're in high spirits again this morning, Mr. Mustache. Ah! Not the horrible Herlock Jones! Shove off! Show yourself the door! I never invited you! Mr. Sloane's came here with us. I'm quite sure he'll be able to help you, Mr. Natsume. I'm entirely at your disposal, Mr. Mustache. What can I do for you? Potato Man. Here they are, already. The busy bullies. Ah, Inspector Grayson. What a pleasant surprise. Pleasant, is it? Gives me a heartburn every time I see your face at a crime scene, Slums. Ah, I deduct, Inspector, that your heartburn is a result of your excessive consumption of fried food. Good morning, Inspector? This is a crime scene! Don't you go touching anything! Or good morning to you too, sunshine. Look at this shit! Why would you do this? Look at this! It's just so funny because it looks like a hero story and like a dark story. It like hero side, dark side, and then the true story is right here, and it's like a dead guy. Just the way they're just suggested just is too much for me. What the heck? Oh, I said hands off! You're gonna mess up my crime scene. Oh, no, I just want to look, that's all. No chance. I know you're kind. You're messing it up just by looking at it. Someone's in a bad mood. Certainly some bad air in here, isn't there? Alright, sounds like I better talk to the inspector first. Try to curry some favor. I mean, I could do that, but... yeah, I can't. Yeah, everywhere else is got. What a terrible thing to have happened. It's only been 3 days since I was arrested at the incident on the pavement outside. And then, having finally regained my freedom, it starts happening all over again. Endless existence of excruciating experiences! So the victim lived here on the ground floor, and your room is just 1 story up, isn't it? Yes, that's right. In a way, we were neighbors, I suppose. So do you know the victim? Were you friends? Oh, they were not friends. What's the matter with Suzuki-san now? That's an innocent enough question, wasn't it? Why does he seem so shaken by it? Well, I suppose he wasn't a complete stranger. But did he ever invite me to his room? Never! On my honor, I swear! What an extreme reaction. You're probably wishing you never asked now, aren't you, Mr. Naruto? When we found him here, I felt rich, which is why I sent word asking you to come. Through that inspector over there! Poor man. The poor man. He's just here eating potatoes. You're just eating potatoes, mister. Alright, can I check over here? So, Inspector, what was the victim's name? Who was he? Mr. William Shakespeare. He was a lodger. Here. As you can probably tell, he was an actor. Bit of a dead loss as it happens. Just dead. Mr. Shakespeare. There's the landlord, old Mr. Gribbon, and the other lodger, Mr. Natsume, who found him. Bell didn't rise at his usual hour, so Gribbon got worried and kicked the door down. But doesn't Mr. Gribbon have a bad leg? Oh yeah, alright there. It was a jittery Japanese hunchback over there who actually did the kicking. Really? Suzuki-san? The victim was pretty hard up, it seems. Been done some time inside for petty crimes. And no money, no place to go, no friends. Only acquaintances with the people in his house. Miserable life and a miserable end to it. So, what exactly is Mr. Natsume still doing here? Not involved in the investigation, so shouldn't you have sent him away from the crime scene? Well, I'm not saying it's because the fellow looks odd or anything, or that he acts suspicious. But I thought it would be prudent to take a statement from the cohabitor. You nearly said culprit there, didn't you? Oh dear. Mr. Natsume appears to be under suspicion again. Certainly seems that way. He does just come across as such an odd fellow, doesn't he? Poor man. Unfortunate. Anyway, can't say much until the coroner gets here. But I don't think the fellow's been a goner for that long. Body's still warm. Even if the Spectre would allow it, I don't think I could bring myself to touch a dead body. And now he's over there. Bud, what are you doing? Why are you like this? Mr. Slums? What are you doing? Ah, you need only observe to know it, my dear fellow. Investigating, naturally. There's nothing natural about that pose. Mr. Slums, have you been so miraculously discovered? Have you made some miraculous discovery? Patience, my dear madame. Patience. We've not been in here in this room 5 minutes. So far, all I've managed to deduce is what actually happened. My goodness. But isn't that everything we need to know, Mr. Slums? Oh, that you propose the idea. I believe one could, indeed, see it that way. At the present time, I have managed to draw two incontrovertible conclusions. The first, there was a physical struggle here last night, in which the victim fought for his life. Ah! Mr. Natsume? What's wrong? Is something that Mr. Sloan said significant somehow? No. Don't mind me! Forget I was here. And my second conclusion is that there is a poison lingering in the air here last night that passed the victim's lips. No, nonsense! Alright. Mr. Natsume, why are you writing so extreme into Mr. Slums' deductions? No, please. Not here! Invisible! Invaluable! Inscrutable! Insufficient! Possible to ignore. You must tell us everything, Mr. Slums. Spare no detail. But of course, let the theatrical tragedy before us be unveiled by my great deductions, presented for your pleasure in 2 acts. There's some truly astonishing great deductions from Mr. Slums in the past. No doubt this will be no exception, but miracles will unfold before our eyes this time. So, my dear fellows, for your delight and wonder, let the curtain rise. For Herlock Slums' Logic and Reasoning Spectacular, Act 1. The Great Deduction. The game is afoot. Topic 1. Cause of death. It's so good. Carefully observation of the victim reveals to us the events that transpired in this discontinental room last night. Foam at the mouth of the deceased clearly indicates the use of poison. Next to the victim, we notice a large dining plate, which contains, you observe, 1/2 of a sizable bar of soap. Meaningful? Undoubtedly. Why is the soap set so purposely upon the dish? Like the victim's last supper, in fact. Could it be the man was about to eat it? Of course, the fork reveals the answer. It appears that the young man's appetite was his undoing. Taking up arms in the foremost cutlery, the victim engaged in a deadly battle for his life. Yet the struggle against his hunger was in vain, for in the end, he couldn't resist devouring that slippery feast. But London's foul soap is besmirched by foul poison. Yes, the victim's life was claimed by poison that tainted the contents of the plate. The soap and a lot of the young man's mouth are too perfectly matched to ignore. The cause of death was clearly intoxication due to excessive indigestion of foul soap. Though personally, I have a great interest in the taste of foul candle wax, of course. Conclusion? Poisoning from soap indigestion. Topic 2. Suicide or murder? The cause of death identified, we proceed to Act 2, where we ponder the next question. Was this suicide or murder? The audience would recall the death occurred during the victim's Last Supper. Did the man dine or die low? The single teacup suggests the answer. To draw a conclusion on such meager evidence would be foolish, however. Certainly. The careful criminal could have absconded with his own cup to cover his tracks. Well, allow me to lift the veil of doubt, my dear fellow. Indeed, what reveals the answer, of course, is the broken lock. Though forced open now, at the time of the incident, this door was locked. And the sole key was in the victim's pocket. In other words, when the victim consumed the poison, he must have been alone. Alone with his inferior soap, from whence weft an inferior scent. And with that accurred aroma lingering in the air, the victim met his end in tragic solitude. We can take comfort only in the fact that his soul was cleansed on its way to the hereafter. No possible perpetrator present. He's an idiot, and I'm sure everyone loves him for it. Thus concludes the final act of Herlock Sholmes' Great Deduction. And this episode. Thank you all for watching, and like, comment, subscribe if you can. We'll continue on Sholmes' deductions, because they're ever so stupid. And there needs to be a lot of corrections. But that's for next time. Till then, sayonara. Bye-bye.